Welcome back to Wikilert.
The echoes of that final whistle still hang in the air like a bad dream you can't shake. Georgia 21, Alabama 24, a razor-thin defeat that feels like a gut punch to every Dog Nation faithful. It was Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, under those unforgiving lights at Bryant-Denny Stadium, where the Crimson Tide edged out Kirby Smart's Bulldogs in a thriller that had the SEC world holding its collective breath. And now, here we are, the morning after, with Kirby Smart stepping up to the podium for his post-game press conference, his voice steady but laced with that raw, unfiltered fire you only get from a coach who's tasted victory too many times to let this one slide easy. If you're a Georgia fan, this isn't just a recap, it's a rally cry, a dissection of what broke and what unbreakable spirit still simmers beneath. Today, we're breaking it all down, the calls that sparked fury, the heroes who rose, the heartbreak that binds us tighter, and why Smart's words today aren't defeat, but defiance. Pull up a chair, this one's gonna hit close to home. Let's rewind the tape, because you can't feel the weight of Smart's presser without reliving that fourth quarter chaos. Georgia's clinging to a slim lead, the clock ticking like a bomb when Smart opts to go for it on 4th and short at midfield, a bold, ball's a call straight out of the Nick Saban playbook he once mastered as a coordinator. The snap, the plunge, the ball slipping just inches short. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Alabama capitalizes, marching down for the go-ahead score, and suddenly, the Tide's Ty Simpson, that dual-threat dynamo, is carving up the secondary like it's butter, while Jam Miller's grinding runs to up the clock. Final score, 24-21. Alabama. It's the kind of loss that doesn't just sting, it scars, especially after Georgia's defense. That vaunted unit Smart built into a fortress, held firm for 3 quarters, sacking Simpson twice and forcing a fumble that had the Dogs dreaming of a statement win. But football's cruel like that, isn't it? One call, one bounce, and your undefeated dreams shatter on the road against a rival that's haunted your nightmares since the days of Bear Bryant. Enter Kirby Smart, striding into that media room yesterday evening, September 27th to be exact, his red polo crisp, but his eyes carrying the storm clouds of a man who's replaying every snap in his head. You could hear the fatigue in his drawl, that Georgia grit mixed with exhaustion, but damn if he didn't own the room from the jump. "I'm proud of our guys," he starts, leaning into the mic with that trademark intensity. "They fought like hell out there. We didn't execute on that drive, plain and simple, but you don't win games in this league by playing scared." And right there, he doubles down on the 4th down gamble. No apologies, no second guessing. "I do it again," Smart says, his voice rising just a notch. "We were in rhythm. We had momentum. Going for it was the right football decision. Hindsight's 20/20, but coaching's about trusting your gut when the moment's biggest." It's classic Kirby, unyielding, analytical, turning a loss into a lesson without letting it define them. You feel the emotion bubbling under, pride for a young squad that's 3-1 now, frustration at the officiating calls that felt one-sided, like that phantom pass interference that wasn't thrown, but mostly a fierce protectiveness for his players, kids he's molding into men amid the SEC meat grinder. What hits hardest, though, is when Smart peels back the layers on the human side, the stuff that doesn't show up in box scores but lingers in your soul. He talks about quarterback Gunner Stockton, the sophomore slinger who went 18-4, 25 for 198 yards and a score, but who's late interception sealed the fate. Not a backbreaker, Smart insists, but a teachable heartbreak. "Gunner's got ice in his veins," Kirby says, his tone softening like a father's. He's carrying this team, learning on the fly against defenses that'd break most. That pick? It's football. We'll watch the film, fix it, and he'll be better for it. There's a pause, the kind that stretches heavy, and you sense the weight he's carrying, not just this loss, but the ghosts of Alabama past, the program he helped build into a dynasty before taking the reins in Athens. Smart's no stranger to these wars. He's 3-5 against the Tide now, each one a fresh wound, but his voice cracks just a hair. When he praises the defense, those guys bent but didn't break, 14 points off turnovers, that's who we are. Malachi Starks, CJ Allen, they played their hearts out. It's emotional alchemy, turning sorrow into steel, reminding us why Smart's not just a coach, he's the heartbeat of Georgia football, a man who bleeds red and black and demands the same from everyone around him. And let's not gloss over the fire he unleashes on the bigger picture, because Smart's pressers are never just about X's and O's. They're manifestos for resilience in a league that devours the weak. He calls out the physical toll, the savage hits that left his O-line battered and running back. Chauncey Bowen's questionable with a tweaked ankle. This is the SEC, he growls. You get punched in the mouth, you punch back harder. Alabama's a machine. Respect to Kalen DeBoer and those boys, but we're not flinching. There's a spark there, a preview of the fury that'll fuel practices this week as Georgia eyes a bounce back against a mid-tier foe. Smart fields the tough ones too. The fan base's groans over the aggressive call, the whispers of a championship window closing after back-to-back losses to Bama in 24, and now this. Windows? Nah, he shoots back, eyes flashing. We're building a dynasty, not chasing seasons. These kids deserve our belief, not our doubt. It's the kind of raw honesty that rallies a locker room, quiets the doubters, and reminds you why Athens bleeds for this man. He's not coaching for headlines, he's forging legends. As the questions wind down, Smart wraps it with a quiet thunder, gratitude for the traveling faithful, a nod to his staff's tireless grind, and a vow that echoes louder than any win. We'll be back, he says, simply stronger, smarter, unstoppable. The room falls silent for a beat, the weight of those words settling like dust after a storm. For Georgia, this loss isn't the end. It's the forge where champions are tempered. Smart's not just talking recovery, he's igniting it, turning a 24-21 heartbreaker into the fuel for another run at the top. And if you're anything like me, replaying that presser leaves you fired up, not broken, because in Kirby's world, defeat's just the shadow before the dawn. If this breakdown reignited that dog in you or got you pondering the what-ifs, smash that like button and subscribe for more unfiltered dives into the moments that define college football. Drop your take below, bold call or bust. Let's debate. Thanks for watching, go Dogs!